Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You're with me, Mr. Friendly Neighborhood Millionaire with Zetsos Forex. So on today's topic, I just want to emphasize on multiple time frame analysis. So as the name suggests, it's just the analyzing of almost all or some of the time frames as you are trading, okay? Because really your account size will determine which time frame you trade on, okay? But that does not mean you need to forget about the higher time frames. No, you have to understand where market structure is and where market structure is likely heading to, so that you can be able to trade and understand what is going on in the market, okay? Because in as much as the daily time frame, and yeah, this is VIX 75 as usual, in as much as the daily time frame is in a downtrend, at some point in time, if you drop down to a smaller time frame, you'll find that the market is in an uptrend, okay? So in a situation where you're just fixed and thinking of only sales, you might end up losing money. Because why? The market does not only drop down a random thing that drops down because of gravity. No, it moves in a specific way that I always talk about, always on my channel. The market, if it's in a downtrend, it makes lower lows, lower high, lower lows, lower high, lower lows, lower high, lower lows, just like that on every time frame, okay? Even in the daily, you can see that the proof in that, okay? Let's say, for example, this part, the market was doing lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, just like that, okay? So that's one thing you need to understand. Say, what does the market do as it is trending to the downside, okay? So those are the things you need to look forward to. Multiple time frame analysis means analyzing all the time frames. So in this instance, the daily is in sales, so that means our likely probability, we're looking for sales, okay? So now you always have to mark up your levels that you are worried about. Say, okay, the market might come to this level and have some form of a reaction, okay? So we have that level that provided some form of movement there. We recently just passed this level here. It provided with previous resistance and whatnot. So we are currently in this zone right here. So the possibility is the market might drop down direct, or first do a reversal, come to retest this zone, then go to drop to the downside, okay? So those are the things you have to bear in mind. So we've analyzed the daily, say, okay, we're in this zone, this is what the market is doing. You go down a time frame, you can go down in 4 hour or direct to 1 hour. I prefer skipping a time frame in between, because at the end of the day you have a lot of things to analyze and it becomes confusing, okay? So now you drop down to the 1 hour, you have to understand to say, okay, what exactly is the market doing on the 1 hour? My drawings are gone that I drew on the thing, but yes. So now the market on the 1 hour is making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So currently it's from making a lower low and it's going down to a lower high, okay? So at some point in time, you expect the market to push up a bit, to do a bit of this, or even here, then continue to the downside, okay? So when you drop down a time frame before this, that's the anticipation you're supposed to have, to say, okay, yes, I'm looking for sales in this market, but just in case the market starts to push up, I'll quickly identify which zone is the market looking forward to tap into, then continue its overall bias, which is sales, okay? So we have these zones here. On a smaller time frame, these ones are very, very clear, okay? Market touched on this. There are these ones that are minor as well. If we were to drop down on a 5-minute time frame, which is usually my entry time frame for those that were wondering to say, what time frame do you usually trade on? I prefer the 5 minute because I understand it better, but I always do a multiple breakdown before I can just trade. Okay, I just don't trade anyhow from nowhere. No. So we have a zone here that the market just broke. Okay, I think we can push this zone a bit down. I don't know why today my zones are disappearing when I draw them on a higher time frame, but we have this here. The market didn't really come to retest it, but yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes the market doesn't respect certain levels. It just passes and just forgets about them. So then there's this part here. The market did that. Okay, so there was this first breakout, came back in, broke down. Now it's continuing to the downside. Okay, so always remember to say, in as much as the market is in a downtrend on a higher time frame, there will be moments where the market starts to push up. Okay, like for example, this part here, you see the market pushed up a bit. So imagine if you don't understand from a higher time frame perspective what the market is doing, you would just be looking for sales anyway and not understand this correction to the upside. Okay, I'm not saying this is a channel, I'm just drawing to highlight this move to the upside. This is not a channel. Yeah, so if you don't understand these things from a higher time frame perspective, bringing it down to a smaller time frame perspective, you always find yourself on the wrong side of the market. Okay, so multiple time frame analysis simply means you have to understand what the daily is doing. You get the bias from the daily. Okay, we're currently down, so at the back of your mind you know that okay, we're looking for sales. But as you drop down, you need to know exactly what level the market is at. Okay, because in a situation where the market is in a downtrend but it's starting to make higher highs, higher lows on a smaller time frame, you will get confused and you start looking at things like this and just start saying, no, these are double tops, so now the market is continuing to the downside. You know, you need to have a set of rules when trading, and always know exactly what you are trading. Don't trade everything. So always understand what exactly it is that you're trading. Okay, so a recap: from a higher perspective, you understand direction. Okay, as you drop down, you have to understand the concept to say, okay, on a 1 hour, probably now it's making weak rejection to possibly come retest this zone, then continue to the downside. Okay, so whenever you see such movements, don't be shocked to say, why is the market I entered the market but the market has started pushing up, maybe I should start looking for buys. No, that's not how it works. There are certain rules that have to be broken for you to start considering to change in direction and start looking for buys. Okay, so understanding where exactly the market is will really help you to have an edge in the market to say, okay, right now the market is making a correction, so I cannot look for sales until this correction move is done. Then after the correction move is done, then you hit it with the correct continuation. Okay, so always bear in mind. Otherwise, that's the lesson for today. For those that are interested in my mentorship program, it's only $30. Contact me on these numbers on the screen. And for those that are interested in the VIX 75 system, contact me on the same numbers. It's still on promo, only $65. Okay, the system has been doing wonders. For those that are struggling with trading, it can really go a long way. It's something that can help you as you are beginning your journey in Forex. Okay, so yeah, that's the lesson for today. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you like the content, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you. Peace.